and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to do a little bit of an update to the Raptor build. As you can see, I've got one of the Photoetch, one side of the Photoetch in here, and it was a royal pain in the behind. That was all cut by hand, and it took this took probably, well, this and this, because this is all I did was cut the I cut the panels, the raised details off or out, and then went to put the Photoetch on and realized what these masks are for. I only have, this is the only one I have left. The other one was on the back of here, and I glued it on there. What they do is they show you where to cut. Fortunately, this one hit the spots right, and you can see right there, I actually broke the part between them. I'm going to actually, I will be able to fix that. What I'll do is I will put a piece of, well, let's leave that out for right now, because it keeps falling off. I'm going to put a piece of box styrene in there. It will fit between the parts. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and pop these all out. And like I said, these cutting them by hand was a royal pain. I picked up a heated or a soldering iron with a number 11 blade attachment. That helps some, but what I haven't used it yet except for a little bit. I tried, cleaning up the corners a little bit so they fit better. But Dash Riptide, a friend of mine, Howard, bought me for Christmas a Sonic Saber, frozen Sonic Saber. This thing is amazing, and many of us on HTM, just about all of the core 6, 7, I forget how many there are, have them now. People have bought a lot of them for each other, but I'm going to do a little bit of work tonight on here. Like I showed, you can see here it's already cut out, but this is how big it's got to be cut open. Fortunately, well, let's see. Fortunately, this is the side that is the beauty side, because this is a side that has the door on it. And to go along with this, none of this is glued together. It's just kind of mocked up, put together, just to see. I know this goes on, these wings go on here somewhere. I forget where. But the wings go on here, and then this is just the engine compartment. Haven't done much with the engines since the last video. Still got to do a little bit of work in this one. This one's got some foil tape inside there. Got the bottom on here. Got the intakes and the exhaust on. I guess that's what this is. I guess these are jet engines for when it's in the atmosphere, and these would be some sort of rocket engines. But I've done quite a bit to this, but it's by far not complete. It is looking good though, and so I kind of mocked that together to see how it would work. But that's going to be an interesting process to get this done. So without further ado, it's already on. You can see little bitty blade. You can see actually and I don't want to be touching that switch when I've actually broken the tip off of it. Have not replaced it, didn't feel like it. Wonder if the camera will pick it up when it starts moving. See the green light, and it does not, camera's not picking it up, but let me just lay this against the side here. There you go. You can hear that squeaking. That's the point, touching the plastic. That's how fast it's going. That little squeak is 40,000 hertz. But let me show you what this thing will do with the plastic. Cutting through this is really hard, but using the saber, Look at how it's actually going through that so quickly. And that is all the way through. So let me cut the ends here. And because I started after the fact, I got to be a little bit careful. I don't want to make the holes too big. And it does tend to leave a little, because it's going 40,000 times per second, it does leave a little bit of melted plastic behind. That side is pretty close. Let's go ahead and cut this side. If you're going to do anything with Photoetch, I highly suggest you pick up something like this. They are pricey, but they are so worth it. Like I said, what I've already cut took hours. And it does come with gloves. I'm not using them. I'm very careful. Dash Howard actually dug into his thumb with his. But you can see right there, the plastic is melted. But it cuts through this. I mean, the guys have said it cuts like butter, and they are not kidding. It really does cut through styrene like butter. And it all depends on the type of styrene, because what is it? Bandai plastic, it goes through even faster. So let's come over here. What I'm trying to do is make sure I make the hole big enough while not going too big. So we're going to come in here. And with anything, less is always more. Cut a little bit less out and make multiple cuts rather than trying to cut the whole thing at once when you're taking a hole like I've got and enlarging it. Because you can screw this up really quickly. I already have to do some putty work on these, so it's not going to be too bad. Oops, I went a little bit outside the line there. It's going to mean a little bit more putty work. And I'm going to do my putty work from the back, not from the front, because I want the details from the Photoetch to come through. So let me go ahead and I'm going to pause the camera for right now. I'm going to finish cutting out this hole, and then we'll get get the piece that goes in there and see how well it fits in. So I will be back. Okay, so there's the hole. It's not perfect. I'm not perfect. What I did do is come back on the back side and scrape a little bit of the plastic off, the melted plastic. Anywhere there was melted plastic left behind, I scraped it. I sanded a little bit. But before I do too much more, and the worst part is probably going to be right here. The plastic melted. I've got a little bit of a raised edge there, but it's underneath the paper. Before I go doing very much with that, I want to make sure that I'm not taking too much out of there. One thing that the Sonic Saber is fantastic for, and a lot of the guys from HTM that have them are doing videos. I think there's like 3 or 4 videos for the Sonic Saber saying, you know, this is my review. I'm not doing a review video. I'm just using it. But this is fantastic what the Sonic Saber does. Here's my Photoetch. There's my little frets. Let me show you. See if you can see them there first. You'll notice I do set it down. I'm very careful about it. So you can see the little connection points. And the Sonic Saber makes extremely light work of those. No fighting with the knife, with the X-Acto. And you notice I am not on a hard surface. I'm just setting it on there. I think that's, no, that's not quite. Be careful using this thing. It will cut you badly. It actually comes with gloves that you're supposed to use when you're using it. And trying that with it in the air is not a good idea. It sounded kind of funky. But just like that. I'm just looking for where the connection points are. That's all but this last one. I think it's right there. And it came out of there really, really easy. So let me put this away. And oh, by the way, just to let you guys know, Susanna, one of the people that owns Green Strawberry, emailed me and she said they have a hack, and I didn't even think about it because sometimes these are pain to get it back in. What she said as a hack is you fold over the flap here, and then you're able to get it back in without any problem. The flap is taped to itself. I actually just cut it off just now so that it's out of the way. So now the fun part, if you don't have long needle nose pliers like this that you're going to use, and you're going to do photo etch, I suggest you get them or a photo etch bender of some sort. These pliers are actually made for working with model ships, so they do fold pretty easily. And the photo etch does bend a little bit there. I'm not concerned about that. I'm not really upset about that. It's not going to look like it's pristine, brand new. It's going to look a little bit worn. Just go around all 4 edges. And I could have probably avoided a little bit of the bending there if I had annealed the part. I did not anneal any of these parts yet. I probably should before I bend any more. That last part I'm going to just bend carefully. I got it started with the pliers and I bent it a little bit too much. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can push that flat again. That's the problem of working with photo etch. It is a little bit fragile. That's good. That looks good. It's good enough. So what I'm going to do now is take this and see how close am I to having it fit. Very close. So where I got it a little bit over here does not matter because I need to trim a little bit more out of there. Being very conscious of where the knife is in regards to my finger. I don't feel like cutting myself open with the Sonic Saber. We'll put that up there. Nope, not in the file. Take the scalpel. Actually, the plastic melted back together. That's kind of cute. Kind of cute, kind of funny, however you want to say it. But see, there's the difference. The Saber went through it like it was melted butter. And the scalpel takes a little bit of an effort. What I'm trying not to do is go too far through the plastic, leave a big gouge in there. So now, still got to sand it. But this should fit now left to right. And it does, except for maybe this bottom corner here. And that was actually something I saw already with the Saber that is fantastic. It cleans out those corners really nicely. I apologize if that squeak is bugging you. I will be honest, it doesn't bother me because my tinnitus, that squeak is I do hear it, but it's not at a bad level for me. Okay, so very close. And you have to be really careful because these parts these cross members are a little bit fragile. That's how I broke the one on the other side. Let me do a little bit of this over here as well, and I can actually see I've got some residual plastic in here. Hope you can see what I'm doing actually. I'm not looking at the camera at all because I don't want to be distracted while I'm working with the Saber. There's a little lip of plastic right there. Take that off of there. File that down. File that down. Except for, let me see, a bit on that top corner. So yeah, let me take a little bit off the top here. It's kind of like whittling the plastic. And the blade, funny thing is I broke the tip off the blade. I do that on a lot of them. But the blade itself is still very, very sharp. And what I'll do, what I did here is this is just glue stick that I used to stick this down. I will just scrape that off. And that's one thing I need to let them know is that they have that they have two of the same template. That's why I used one from the back, one from the front. If they fix that and you have template for a different template for both of them, I could have put this one on the back and would not have to worry about cleaning up the top side. So close. So very, very close. Let's do a little bit more off of this end, off of the bottom. Oh no, that one's screwed that up. And that's me, not the Saber, not the parts, me. I got a little bit overzealous and ran a little bit further down into the plastic than I meant to. But that will be fine. I'll be able to fix that with some putty. Straighten this edge out a little bit. Actually, what I might do instead of putty is I might finally make sprue goo and fill it from the back. let's do a little bit more there. Not sure what those holes are for. Hope I'm not going too far down in there. Well, actually, that's the same thing I did on this side. We'll find out later on in the build. So we can take this paper off here because it's coming off anyway. Like I said, it was me. It wasn't the parts. It wasn't the Saber. A little bit less control with the Saber than I'd like, but I'm still learning with it. Actually took a little bit more out than I planned on, but you can see that that would have taken me probably an hour with the X-Acto, you know, digging down in there. But now let me go ahead and take that one. Let's work on this one that I have not, it's here, it's not cut through yet. You know, we'll take it just like, we won't take the paper out. We'll take it just like the, it's brand new, has not been started at all. So we're going to go right here. You can see the Saber just dropped down into that hole, or created a hole like nobody's business there. We'll do the same thing here. Come across here. I smell plastic, by the way. And if I had not carved the pieces out before, oops. Okay, this is actually coming out where the bottom of it is coming out where it was already cut. Okay. Got to cut this all the way across to that piece there. And then we got to cut down here. So let's go ahead and get this pulled out of here. Okay, I see what I got to do. Oops. Looking at my cuts from the back side, I can see this needs to be extended down a little bit. There we go. This needs to go. Is that actually where it's at? That is where it's at. Okay. So we got to cut across a little bit further. That's funny. I felt it was the hole in the plastic where the paper's at. It felt like it was did a real weird kind of vibration. That should be good. Very close. That. Let's go ahead and clean this up with the side of the blade a little bit. Set this up back up here. Trim this excess off in here. This is very, very close, except for the fact that this is slanted in. A little bit there, a little bit there. That's better. Take the file. The key thing is going to be not breaking the connecting areas here when I'm using the file to clean up those edges. So now this one is already pre-bent. I bent it before. Let's see. Okay. So we can take a little bit more off the bottom here. Set it down, not have it floating. Come on. Give me that piece of plastic. There we go. You didn't see me do that. I did not just grab something off of the blade with my finger on the trigger. You didn't see that. Should fit. Should be close. Okay. Not quite. This corner here. It's so close. Double check the width should be good. Actually, I've got a little bit right here. It would help if I turn the blade over to the cutting side on, be down on it. I had the blade like this. Come on. It's very, very close. A lot of this is going to be doing a little bit more with the file, because this end fits in there. This end fits in. This end does not. You can see it's not level across there. But I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave it here, do that off camera, and you'll see I'll update that in the next video. So I hope you're enjoying this build. I am. I'm very happy to have the sponsorship for the Photoetch parts, or all the aftermarket parts from Green Strawberry. They're a fantastic company. They do some really, really good. They do they do several really good aftermarket kits, and it's across the board for all kinds of sci-fi kits. So I'm going to call this a video. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Leave a comment. Let me know. Am I screwing this up, or do you think it looks cool? And take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video or stream.
Model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Workman's model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden